Diddy is now facing serious felony charges, and he is dealing with them through the legal arena. It's no longer the court of public opinion. It's no longer what people think or feel. It's about the criminal legal system, and he's got the best lawyers. And even though the system is rigged and racist and all those things, Diddy's got as good a chance as anybody of surviving, but they're going to have to use different tactics. Anyway, let's get to the story. Diddy is trying his damnedest to get bailed out of jail for Thanksgiving. In a new court filing, lawyers for the disgraced mogul cited the First Amendment, and they compared Diddy to President-elect Donald Trump. Of course, this all comes after prosecutors accused Diddy of trying to influence potential jurors, which, again, super interesting, super dangerous for lots of people. Anyway, the prosecutors accused Diddy of trying to influence potential jurors through a PR campaign using his kids' social media platform. Some of you saw the kids on, at least I saw them on Instagram, talking about how great a daddy is, etc. But his lawyers argue that Diddy has, quote, a greater constitutional claim than other trial participants to speak out against the prosecution and the process that seek to take away his liberty. They added that the court should therefore, quote, apply Trump's heightened standard when considering Mr. Combs' free speech. So this is an interesting thing for you legal buffs out there too. I mean, the argument here that, you know, given their heightened status and position and the circumstances they're in, their ability to speak out is not influencing a jury. It's not violating the law. It's simply trying to push back against the system that might be unjust or unfair. And there is an interesting idea here in saying that Trump can't find a good jury. He can't find an impartial jury. Diddy can't find an impartial jury. Everyone thinks he did everything. And so, and they're public figures. So when they speak out in this way, they're pushing back against the prosecutor. They're trying to launch a zealous defense for themselves. And that it's the only way for him to reasonably and principally fight for his liberty. I'm not sure I buy the story or the argument, but it's a hell of an argument. It's a really interesting argument. And very few people can say, hey, Donald Trump is my comparator. Donald Trump is the closest person to me. The president is the closest person to me in terms of how we mount a legal defense. Again, a terrible argument. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, the court isn't going to find it persuasive. We know that. Ultimately, Diddy's going to spend Thanksgiving in prison. And ultimately, Diddy is likely going to spend every minute until May in prison. He's going to spend every minute until May 5th, I believe, is his trial date. And then after that, we'll see what happens. I don't want to assume that he's going to be found guilty. I don't want to assume that he's going to beat this case. What I will say is I don't see him getting bail because of the allegations, because of the flight risk, because of the heinousness of the crimes. This is what they're going to argue. Again, I'm not making a case for it. I'm not sure I believe in the bail. No, in fact, I don't believe in the cash bail system in general. I'm an abolitionist, so I'm not here to say Diddy should be locked up or Diddy shouldn't be locked up. I'm sitting here. I'm simply making a kind of critical analysis of what I think is going to happen and why.